Now, in Venezuela, there have been clashes outside a military base in the capital, Caracas. The authorities say that they're dealing with what they say is an attempted coup after the opposition leader, Juan Guaidó, announced that he was in the final phase of ending the rule of President Maduro. Mr. Guaidó declared himself interim president back in January and has called for massive street protests to force Mr. Maduro from office. Let's go live to Caracas and our correspondent there, Guillermo Olmo.
It's been a long day of violence here in Venezuela. All the way through, we've seen clashes between the security forces and the opposition supporters at the airbase behind me. It's the latest episode of the Venezuelan political crisis, and it's been written now. It seems far to be over. It started this morning, with tear gas fired at a dozen protesters on a bridge in Caracas. Opposition leader Juan Guaidó calling on Venezuelans and the military to back him to end President Maduro's rule.
The call is for everyone to come out into the streets at this moment to give backing to what we have built over the years.
Alongside him, Leopoldo López, a prominent opposition politician jailed back in 2014 and released last night by security staff loyal to Mr. Guaidó. Throughout the day, tensions rose. A growing crowd of protesters throwing rocks at the military base in the capital. The situation now is quite unclear, quite uncertain. We've seen all around how protesters are throwing stones and anything they can use as projectile against the National Guard, and the National Guard is using all the means they normally use. They are throwing gas canisters and they are also throwing pellets.
The Venezuelan people have taken to the streets because the President Juan Guaidó has called us to support him. We were asking him to take the first step. He has taken it, and now it's time for us to back him.
And then this, a National Guard armored car, is set alight after it slams into the crowd. The flames are soon put out. Juan Guaidó joined supporters at a rally this afternoon. Thousands lining the streets. The government called on its supporters to gather outside the presidential palace. President Nicolás Maduro tweeted that the military commanders are still loyal to him. But at this point, uncertainty is the only thing that can be taken for granted in Venezuela.
The latest there on the political turmoil in Venezuela. That was our correspondent, Guillermo Olmo.